Welcome back to Hawk Radio. This is Across the Board with E and the Colonel. This is Wednesday, and as we promised, a day to remember. One of our favorite bands.
Fantastic.
One of the best bands out there right now. Number one on Billboard. And we have Kevin Skaff, guitarist, live on the air. Kevin, are you there? Can you hear us?
I am here.
All right. Well, welcome to the show. As we were talking about a little bit earlier, your new album, What Separates Me From You, is number 11, I think, right now overall on Billboard, and number 1 in rock, alternative, and independent categories. Is that right?
That is correct.
Nice. And the new singles are All I Want and Second Sucks. Loving both of them, yeah. Big fan of you guys. Now, tell us, with a song name like I'm Made of Wax, Larry, which is obviously a line from Night at the Museum, you guys are big into pop culture. So how do you guys determine what references go into your songs?
To be honest, man, that's really Jeremy's field, man. He I think it's whatever title he feels necessary for the song. Like, we have a bunch of video game references on this, What Separates Me From You. We've had, movie references, tons of different secret things, even on album art. So, I don't know. I think it's just to keep it spiced up and fun for us.
Now, you mentioned you have video game references, and you guys have been featured as downloadable content for Rock Band and Guitar Hero. How does that make you feel, knowing that you can play yourself in a video game?
It makes me feel like I should be able to play it on expert, but I always fail.
You're not the first person who said that either. I think I heard an interview with Tom Morello say he was very upset that his own son could beat him at his own songs.
Yeah, I definitely got whacked in Downfall. I couldn't believe it.
Wow, yeah, we were just playing that song, actually. That's one of our favorites here. Now, you are a little bit newer to the band. The band formed about 2003. You joined in March of 2009, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And replacing Tom Denny, who left the band to pursue other interests, but you actually joined the tour when he, I believe it was, broke his wrist. And I read in an interview that you had to learn 12 songs in one day just to practice for the tour.
Yeah. I had to do that actually in February for a European tour. And I'd never even been on a plane in 4 years or something like that, something crazy like that. And I ended up, being one of the only dudes they knew with a passport. So I learned 12 songs overnight, went to Ocala, Florida. We had one practice, flew to the UK, and played a show the next day.
How'd you do?
I did great.
just knew it from the top, right? Just reinventing them as you go. Now, you guys have toured all over the world. In fact, you're about to head off Europe, everywhere in Europe, Australia, all over the place. But I don't know if this is true, I heard a rumor that, I believe it was in Perth at the one of the festivals there, that you actually had, your dressing room was a jail cell, a real jail cell?
Yeah, that was wild, man. It was, the whole thing was just one huge prison, and there was actually a couple cells that were still locked off, and you'd look in them, and it was super haunted looking. It was so scary.
After playing numerous venues around the world, you've been in so many different countries. What do you think which one was probably the most exciting to play at, and which one was the absolute least exciting?
For countries?
Yeah.
Sure.
Ooh, this could get me in trouble.
Yeah, we do have listeners around the world, so you have to watch your tongue a little bit. But all right, let's say venues.
We'll just say that.
All right. Well, I'll just put a disclaimer out that everywhere I've ever been is great, but Australia was definitely the funnest time I've had.
Nice.
And as for worst place I've been, there was one venue in Germany that I thought I was going to get mugged every time I went. It was you had to walk down this super dark hall, and it was an outside venue. Oh, man, I was so freaked out.
It's a little sketchy, rock stars getting mugged and everything. Now, you guys are actually known for a lot of covers, too. You guys covered Over My Head by The Fray, and you covered Since You've Been Gone by Kelly Clarkson, which I hate that song, but I love your version of it. Who would you like to, if you had your choice and you could play a cover any song, who would you play a cover song live with? If you were covering Kelly Clarkson, you would play live with her. I would imagine she wouldn't be your pick, but who would you pick to cover their song live with?
Ooh, good one. I like this question.
We try.
I wouldn't even play an instrument. Now bear with me.
We're sticking with you. Take your time.
I just want to be the dance dancer guy in the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
Somehow I knew you were going to say that. When you said you weren't going to play an instrument, I'm thinking Mighty Mighty Boss Tones right from the go.
Best answer ever.
I think that'd be amazing, dude.
We'll have to see if we can't hook that up somehow.
Yeah.
We'll have to call some people and make that happen. I want to be there. I want to be present when that happens.
Oh, man, please do. That'd be amazing.
Now, you guys are signed to Victory Records, and we're big fans of Victory here. We had Taproot on and, plan to have some of your other label mates on. Again, without trying to get you in trouble, who is your favorite Victory label mate?
You know what? I'm gonna say Close Your Eyes because they're on this tour right now and they're awesome dudes.
So they're on tour with you now, you said?
Yep, they're opening the tour right now.
Now, who else is on tour with you?
Well, Close Your Eyes, The Word Alive is on second. They're a great band, and direct support for us is Under Oath, who we all looked up to for a very long time.
Nice, Under Oath, great band. The drummer is also in The Almost as well.
Now, what about the influences you've had in songwriting and performance as well?
For the band, it's a lot of the pop punk, megastars, kind of like Newfound Glory, Blink-182, but then also like Millencolin, definitely a little bit of My Chemical Romance, Hatebreed. I'm trying to think of some other awesome bands that we always listen to.
What about you personally, though?
Me personally, I grew up on the classic rock, man. Stevie Ray Vaughan, Led Zeppelin, Leonard Skinner, Fleetwood Mac.
So hence, that's why you're heavily influenced with the guitar. And I know you, I've read also in other interviews that you personally are a big fan of Limp Bizkit and Blink-182 and bands like that. Why those bands in particular? What draws you to them?
I don't know, man. Those were a couple bands that I'd found for myself, which was kind of crazy. And I don't know. I think it's because they were different and they just didn't care. And they were just having tons of fun with it, you know what I mean? And that's what we definitely try to do with our band. Like, we don't care if there's, like, some people out there saying, yo, dude, you guys suck, man. I can't believe you're trying to do what you're doing with those genres. And, we just say, all right, whatever. I'm having fun, and we have fun every night on stage, so.
And listen, you guys have tons of followers. We love your music, and a lot of the people on campus, listeners across the world, love it because it is something different. People ridicule sometimes, but it's different, and it's going to be a huge genre. And something I really like about you guys is I'm a big Blink fan myself. Your music it sounds more serious, but the lyrics are fun, and your videos are hilarious. You guys have that same kind of like you can joke with yourself, that sensibility, and I really dig that.
Yeah, definitely. You can't take yourself too seriously in this business.
Now, when all is said and done, however many years down the road, what do you think is the band's legacy going to be on the music world?
I really don't know, but I would like it to be that, that we were hopefully a good live band. I mean, we're probably not, but live really connects with a lot of people, and I remember a lot of my favorite bands from their live performances. I hope that we connect on that kind of level, and also that, we did have fun with music. We brought fun back into music, and for a long time, all the bands I would listen to is like super serious, super dark, and super depressing. And after a while, that just really wears on you. You just need a breath of fresh air. And, hopefully we're that breath of fresh air. Absolutely.
Now, one last question for you, Kevin. You actually, like we said, you joined the band a little bit later, but you have assumed, a heavy role in the songwriting duties. How has the band adjusted to that, and how did you jump right into that?
I don't think the band really adjusted. I think it was me kind of having to find my place within the writing process. And, it started off with just acoustic guitars, me and Jeremy just bouncing ideas off in the front lounge of the bus. In pre-production, it came with, the whole band. And that's kind of like when opinions get lost, I think, is like, because there was like 8 people in the room. But, it just takes a little bit of time. You got to find out, everybody's personalities and how they all click together, and then you just got to kind of find a way to click in with the rest of them. And it didn't take very long, I will say that, so right off the bat, it started coming together real quick, and everything went together pretty smooth, and, that's what we came out with.
Now, finally, how can anyone get a hold of you? We know personally because we're fans of your music, but for any listeners who are just now hearing about A Day to Remember, how can they follow you guys? How can they get more information on you?
Definitely follow us on Twitter, Facebook. We have our personal Twitters, too, that, we update, almost hourly. definitely. I don't know. Just come see us at a show. We usually always like to try to hang out after shows as well.
And you guys are going to be on this year's, the upcoming Warped Tour as well, so fans can find you there. It will be coming to a city near you. Absolutely make sure you check them out.
Yeah, and if you check out their website, their Twitter updates actually pop up on the website, so it's kind of a one and all right there. Definitely go out and get the new album, What Separates Me From You. You know, love the new songs, and check out their old stuff. Again, you know, the fans here really love a lot of the old stuff too, because they're getting into the new stuff. But I'm Made of Wax, The Downfall of Us All, still rocking those tunes every day. So we appreciate you guys making great music, and you know, keep mixing pop punk and hardcore. We love it.
All right, we'll do.
Thanks a lot.